black Labrador called Chemmers. Chemmers was my first real experience of dogs, but I'm sad to report that I have no clear memory of her. She died when I was 3 years old, but for those 3 years she felt her role in life was to look after me and my 3 elder sisters, Libby, Lulu and Becca. Her main devotion was to Mum, who had been given her as a 20th birthday present by a boyfriend she had before she knew Dad. In those young single days, Mum took Chemmers everywhere with her, including sailing down at Weymouth, which they both loved. Chemmers' unusual name came from one of the boys they had to sail around. Luckily for me and my sisters, the boyfriend didn't last long. However, Chemmers did, and when Mum met Dad, it was a matter of love me, love my dog. This wasn't something Dad had a problem with, as he adored dogs from his own childhood days during the war. In particular, a Great Dane called John and a bull terrier called Barney. Sometimes Mum joked that he married her for the dog. That's a long way from the truth, but he was certainly very happy to share her with Chemmers. They met in Cheltenham, where Mum was working as a teacher, and after they married, Chemmers moved with them to the first farm that Dad managed. When he got the tenancy at Bemborough Farm, where I was born and live to this day, Chemmers was very much part of the family. And because Mum was very attentive to her small brood of children, Chemmers joined in with her, treating us as if we were her own puppies. It's a pity that I don't remember her, because according to Mum and my eldest sister Libby, she was a truly wonderful dog, gentle, kind, well-mannered, and everything that the very best Labradors can be. She accepted the rough and tumble of young children, the tiny sticky hands grabbing at her fur, the small tottering steps taken by us as we clung to her back. Mum got her into pup with a local dog Barney, a promiscuous yellow lab with a bit of a reputation as a Lothario. Everyone in the neighbourhood with a female dog had to be on the lookout for Barney when their bitches were in season. He was remarkably agile, even jumping through an open kitchen window in pursuit of a mate at one neighbour's home. On this occasion he was officially sanctioned to breed with Chemmers, and he made the most of it, fathering a beautiful litter of puppies. People who don't have Labradors are often surprised that when different coloured dogs and bitches are mated together, they sometimes produce litters with all 3 standard lab colours, black, yellow and brown, among the puppies. Incidentally, brown Labradors used to be called Liver, but they were renamed Chocolate to increase their popularity. I don't want to get all scientific about it, but it's down to the genes. In the Labrador world, black is the dominant gene, but there are other genes in the mix, and depending on the combination, different mixes of pups can occur. Nowadays, breeders are able to have their dogs genotyped, if they are prepared to pay for it. Without the testing, the only things we know for sure is that 2 yellow lab parents will always produce yellow pups, and a brown and yellow pairing will produce yellow or brown pups, sometimes both in the same litter, as will 2 brown parents. Pairings involving a black parent can produce a litter with all 3 different coloured pups in it, in all possible combinations. On this occasion, even though Barney was yellow, the pups were all born black. Chemmers was an instinctively good mother to her litter. She was so relaxed that she accepted Libby curling up in bed with her puppies. Like I said, I think she thought we were all her offspring, whether we had 4 legs or 2. When Chemmers died at a good old age, Dad took Libby to see a litter and to help him choose another black Labrador puppy. He and Mum both thought that a house needs a dog to really be a home, and they both loved black labs. Besides, when you're living in a fairly remote farmhouse, even though there is a sheepdog in a kennel outside, having a house dog gives a great sense of security. Although Labradors are, on the whole, a placid breed, they have a surprisingly stentorian bark. A recent survey by an insurance company tested reactions to recordings of dogs barking, and without being able to see which dog it was, the one that was voted as having the scariest bark was, to everyone's surprise, the Labrador, with more than half of all those canvassed guessing the lab bark belonged to a Rottweiler. Next on the list of most scary was a Weimaraner, with the Rottweiler coming in 3rd out of 10 breeds that were tested. So labs make really good house dogs, and police and insurance companies believe the presence of any noisy dog is a great deterrent. Certainly owners of dogs make fewer insurance claims for theft than non-owners. And surveys of burglars, yes, some burglars do cooperate when asked what would deter them, show that a noisy dog is top of the list of things they would avoid when sizing up a break-in. The puppy Dad and Libby chose was named Tassel. The end of most Labradors' tails has slightly longer hair with a twist in it. This particular puppy had a very long twist at the end of its tail, like a little tassel, hence her name. Libby, who was 6 years older than me and 9 at this time, adored her.